What's going on, y'all? I'm Spanky. This is gonna be a driver log for me. Um, so pretty much what this is I'm gonna talk about what I've learned, um, what I've realized, what I plan on doing, stuff like that. And essentially for me, it's gonna be like a recap. So I started streaming around July 12th, and I've been consistent since then. And today is August 12th, and I wanted to do monthly checkups essentially. So monthly driver logs. And this is the first one. So driver log one, put it like right here, one there. But yeah. So prior to streaming and all that stuff, I was essentially just sim drifting. And just dabbled around, messed around with like circuit racing and Toge and the SRP and stuff, but realistically, all I was doing was drifting. So I do have like almost 500 hours on the sim, on Assetto itself, but I'd say like 98% of that is just drifting, learning how to drift, learning how to link courses, all that stuff, right? So that's what most of my sim experience has been. But now that I am trying to document my journey and my YouTube. This is going on YouTube. Hello, guys. What's up, YouTube? This is going to be my archive in a sense, to where I could watch and monitor my progression to see where I got better. I also use it as like kind of like a film room to where I go back and watch what I did and essentially try to analyze it and see where I messed up, what I did wrong, what I could have done better. So, realistically, my grip racing experience is not up there. Um, so I'm learning. Literally, like this is the beginning of my journey. I've only been doing it for about a month now, and I'm doing the EK9, the K20 touring. From what I've read, that is a mod translated from Gran Turismo 7 into Assetto Corsa, and that has pretty much been my baseline car. Um, I've done it on the Nordschleife. I'm learning Sebring. Eventually, I'm going to start learning Daytona and Homestead, part of my local legend series. And I'm trying to learn the racecraft in it. This past month, I've realized that I can learn a track's layout, but I get mentally fatigued easy, to the point that I slip up and make simple mistakes that I know I can easily avoid. Like I'll miss a brake marker that I had in my head, or I'll brake too late or too hard or not put the pressure correctly. So what I want to do is be more consistent, more intentional with my practices. Um, of course, I want to learn telemetry. I want to learn better racecraft, race technique, uh, weight transfer, all that stuff. I do have a plan on learning front wheel drive techniques right now, and eventually I'll go on to the rear wheel drive techniques in the same kind of car. A lightweight vehicle to learn momentum. I don't want to use an overly powered vehicle to cover up my mistakes. I want something to be lightweight, low power, so my mistakes are easily seen and I can't cover them up. I want to see my mistakes and I want to learn my mistakes and I want to get better from it. So this is, yeah, my driver's log. Um, Sebring, I like Sebring. I like the flow of the track. I do know I need to get better at learning a proper line for myself. Everybody drives differently. Everybody has a different line that works for them, and um, you know that's essentially what I want to do. I want to be able to find my proper driving and perfect my driving so I can be competitive. I do eventually plan on competing. If you guys have been around and seen my channel, you guys know that I have done a World Sim Series race horribly. I got third place out of three, and I got last place. Like I said, third place. But the other two that I was racing, the person that got first place got an amateur. No, I have the amateur license, and one had a pro and the other one had a pro am. So it did go through tiers. Um, but the difference was very noticeable. I think it was like a 5 second difference or something like that. I don't remember specifically, but it was a large amount. And yeah. And then another thing I realized is that I may be comfortable on the Nordschleife, but I am not comfortable enough to do multiple laps on there, and I'm not comfortable enough to give chase because I realize that when I'm chasing somebody, I get swallowed by their pace, and then because I'm trying to keep up with their pace, I miss my markers and I mess up my own line because I'm trying to follow them. So it messes up my pace because I'm going their pace. And I'll slip up and make mistakes and it'll make me sloppy. So I will practice on becoming more confident in my lines, my braking, my track knowledge, and eventually I'll work on getting more pace. Um, and then eventually I'll start trying to chase people again. Um, so yeah, I am trying to learn a lot. If you're watching this, please check my other videos. If you have any advice, that would be amazing. Um, I think I'm starting at the right place. I do want to be very honest with myself because I cannot grow if I'm not honest with myself. Um, like right now, I'm starting right here, and I want to be up here. So there's that. And overall, I'm really just enjoying the process. I don't really hope to be the biggest YouTuber or anything like that. And honestly, I'm not really putting too much into my YouTube. Like I said, I treat it like an archive. Um, and I have made those playlists. I made a Norse Life playlist. I made a Local Legends playlist. The World Sim Series playlist. And eventually, if it does get seen by other people, I hope it can resonate with them because, like I said, I'm trying to document my journey from very little experience to when I do get better and when I do start competing. Because eventually, my goal is to, excuse me, my goal is to compete. Excuse me again. I apologize. Compete in LMU or ACC and eventually iRacing. And in due time, obviously. But right now, like I said, I'm using Assetto Corsa as my training grounds. I am trying to learn techniques. If anybody has advice, constructive criticism, um, I'm open to it all because I feel like at this time right now in my stage of sim racing slash training, I am at a very infantile state to where I am open to learning from others because uh, I can only learn so much myself. I would like to learn from some veterans. I do watch videos, um, and I try to apply it, but I would like to have somebody help me and watch me and tell me if I do apply it correctly because what might feel good in my head while I'm doing it might not actually apply the way that it should on course. I don't know if that makes sense. But yes, and overall I just want to keep being as genuine and authentic as I can. I want you guys to experience the full experience as I am. Um that's why if you've seen my videos, I don't really edit them. Like it'll essentially be my stream and the only thing I really edit is like the waiting screen, like the opening screen and the ending screen, just to make it a little bit shorter, so that way you're not staring at a screen for like 3 minutes waiting for some type of action to happen. But another reason why I don't like to edit them is because like I said, I want to keep it raw and authentic. I don't want to show you guys a highlight reel. I don't want to pretend like I'm the fastest or the greatest or anything like that. I want to show you my mistakes. I want to show you my reactions when I'm making the mistakes. I want to show you my realizations when I realize, like, hey, oh, this could be better. I could break here. I can turn more aggressively and stuff, all that stuff, right? But like I said, I want to show who I am in my journey, and hopefully that can resonate with uh, somebody, whether it's today, tomorrow, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, however long this is up. And yeah, that's me, Spanky. Now, what I plan on doing next month, like I said, I do want to work on consistency. I want to become more confident. Um, and I do want to practice more driving in different conditions. Most of the time when I am training on C ring, it is dry. Um, but the last couple times it has been wet. One was wet the whole time. The most recent time, it was rain, drying, and then rain again. So the grip was changing throughout the session, and then I tried to adapt as much as I could. I realized that, hey, I can't drive the same way because there's not as much traction due to the ground being wet and then drying, where like some spots would be dry and some spots would still be wet. And because of that, I would have to either brake harder or brake earlier. And I didn't realize that until like later on in my sessions. Um, and I realized it's a lot easier for me to slide out and lose traction. I During those sessions, I did realize that, hey, I was flying off the track a lot, and that's something I would like to get better at, because I mean, eventually I do want to do some real track days, and I would like to be on track properly and spend more time on track as opposed to spend more time wondering why I'm flying off the track. And essentially, I want to use this simulator as a way to train myself for that. I know a lot of people are like thinking like, "Hey, get a car, go practice it for real." But I mean, that might work for you guys, but obviously there's professional drivers and racing teams that practice on simulators in certain conditions to train that. Yeah, I know there's a lot of stuff that people miss from a steering wheel, right? You don't feel G's, you don't feel, a lot of things, right? I can only feel so much that my steering wheel is telling me and what the audio cues tell me. Now, what I think I want to take from this is not proper technique, but the idea of the technique. So that way I can apply through muscle memory in a real situation. And that is something that I want to perfect. So that way I am more prepared once I do go on track. Um, yeah. And then, eventually, like, it'd be cool to be able to race in real life. That's been like my dream since I was a kid. Um, Eventually, I'll put out another video of myself, not actually a driver log, but more so like telling you my story and how I got into motorsports and automotive culture and stuff like that, and what I think about it and whatnot. Because um, social media, I realize a lot of people are chasing certain things and like clout and stuff, and nobody wants to be authentic. Everybody wants to put on a persona. Some people, you know, pretend to be what they're not, and I don't want to be that for you guys. I want to be as me as I possibly can for you guys, and if you rock with me, you rock with me. If you don't, I'm sorry that we do not rock. Um, yeah. So, thank you for watching. This is Driver Log 1. Essentially, like I said, I want to get better at knowing my markers, be more consistent in my lines, and confident in my tracks, and then that's on the driving side, and then I want to learn telemetry, and then eventually I do want to venture out and like read or study like certain driving techniques, and in that way I want to apply them on here through practice until I perfect them, until it becomes second nature to me, because I do want to be competitive. Whenever I get to that point of starting to compete online properly, I want to be competitive. I do not want to be the one messing up somebody else's race because of my incompetence, you know? But yeah, so that's what I plan on doing for the next month. This month, I've learned that I can sometimes get overconfident in my driving. I've learned that I have mental fatigue easily, so I do want to train that. Um, and then I learned that I am not confident or comfortable enough to chase yet because I do, like I said, get swallowed up by another person's pace, and it just messes me all the way up. And if I can't do that now, then there's no way I can do that in a race scenario. Luckily, that World Sim Series race that I did enter, they were so fast that I was pretty much driving by myself. So like I didn't have to worry about any of that. Like if you watch the video, you see at the end the guy on pole, he laughed me right at the end. So I wasn't really in their way. Um, but yes, I do want to get better at that. Um, and if you guys watch any of my videos and you guys see anything else, please let me know. Um, I want to take in as much info as I can because, like I said, I want to be better. I want to be competitive, and I want to know exactly what I'm doing. You know. But yes, that is it for Driver's Log 1. Thank you for watching. Again, I'm Spanky, and I appreciate you guys for watching this. Um, check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/SpankyChack. Um, subscribe, follow, and if you stick around for the journey, I hope you get inspired or feel some type of way and all that stuff.